This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/iHeart. Greenlight.com/iHeart.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
And here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
And
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common. He's 10 to be the legendary Mark Rosen, formerly of Channel 4 Sports. Sports is your whole life, just sports. Fame joins us for the final hour of his responsibilities this week. He'll return again on Tuesday. Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings, just spent the past 20 minutes answering questions to the media. He won the Corrigan Award as the most accommodating Weren't you listening?
A little bit in Abbott's office. I didn't know he was on at the moment. But I listened to the last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
What's the Corrigan Award? I never heard of it. What is it, like the winning the Masters or something? The Emmy Award or what? I don't know what it is. A company is that cooperative with the?
You've never heard?
Yeah, as if you have.
Of the Corrigan Award.
No, I couldn't tell you what it was. If you told me what category is a Corrigan, it sounds like a pet award, like the best behaved pet, like a corgi. Why do you just come in here? Why do I come in here and you just start yanking my chain? No one's heard of the Corrigan Award.
Well, it's because that's not what it's called. It's the Horrigan Award.
Oh, Horrigan.
With an H.
I still haven't heard of it. What is it?
You don't know what the Horrigan Award is?
I have no idea. Is it a media, like the Nice Guy Media Award, or what is it?
Yes,
I don't know.
Basically.
Okay, well, is that a national thing?
Well, yes.
Okay, who have been previous winners?
How would you not know that?
How would you know that? I've never heard anyone.
The Pro Football Writers Association's Horrigan Award is given to the league or club official for his or her qualities and professional style in helping the pro football writers do their job.
Okay, that's great. That's terrific. I mean, I know they have
named after Jack Horrigan.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Why don't you just diminish the meaning of the award for the coach?
I'm not at all.
I haven't even heard
I'm just saying I haven't. I'm just being honest. If I said, "Oh yeah, of course," then you would have gone, "You've never heard of it."
But why don't you know the Corrigan Award?
Because first of all, it's not the Corrigan Award. Apparently, according to Tenna,
the Horrigan.
You may want to get your.
How do you not know it? Oh, listen, he's admonishing me.
Yeah, I mean
the guy who calls him Doncic or Doncic, depending upon what mood he's.
Well, or DiVincenzo or DiVincenzo, depending on the announcer.
Well, you're the announcer. You're the one that has
I'm just saying that there's a local good guy award that the local media awards a player every year for being the most cooperative with the media. I think that's the Corey Stringer Award. I know who that is. I've never heard of this before.
By the way, I'm looking at all of the Horrigan Award winners since 1973. One of them did not age well.
Mike Zimmer?
1974. Can you? O.J. Simpson won the Horgan Award in 1974.
You know what? He was very cooperative. He was always cooperative when I interviewed him. He was always cooperative when I did, wanted to do stories on him or whatever it might be. He was everyone's buddy. O.J. on the football field, off the football field, was as charismatic person as you could, and that's what he counted on. Just the fact that he stabbed 2 people to death has nothing to do with him not being awarded that.
Did you know they were considering changing?
Allegedly, Mark.
Not allegedly.
The Horgan Award to the Zimmer Award.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Are you suggesting Mike wasn't real cooperative with the media? Is that what you're suggesting there? You kind of scoffed at the whole idea. Well, go ahead and say it, Mark. That's apparently what you're saying. You didn't think Mike was very accommodating. Rip him, go ahead.
He chewed me out for eating during one of his meetings when we were meeting with the media.
Who eats while they're working?
Yeah.
I can't imagine
how unprofessional is that?
Why were you eating?
I had a snack. I was hungry. You have
such a cavalier attitude towards your job. I'm the legendary.
It wasn't my
Mark
job.
I'll do whatever I want to do.
Well, it wasn't that way at all.
I'll just go ahead and eat.
It wasn't a news conference. It was his. He allowed the media to have like a media session, a skull session, where he would show things that were going on. Mark, we don't eat in our meetings. Like I'm like a 6th grader.
Well,
I'm sure Chris Thomason thought he might be the most cooperative guy in the world.
Don't change the subject, Mark.
Don't deflect.
Yeah, don't deflect, Mark. Doesn't know what the Corrigan Award is.
No one knows what that is.
The Horgan.
He basically rips Mike Zimmer for being uncooperative.
I wasn't ripping him. I was telling you that's just the way he was. Listen, after Tice, when Chili came in here, he shut down. He put us across the street over at Winter Park. He didn't even want us in the building. So that was kind of the start of the transition where Tice wanted to be everyone's buddy. And Chili was just the opposite. Now, I got to know Brad pretty well because of a mutual friend, and I didn't have any problems with him. I didn't have any problems with Zimmer. I mean, he always,
except when you were eating during his skull sessions.
Well, that was it. Just the one time, and that was it.
You learned your lesson, I hope.
I never went back again. So
you were that insulted by it.
I'm
the legendary.
You know who I am.
You know who I am. I'll do what I want to do.
You've been an assistant coach your whole life. I've been the top gun,
and you never spent a day in the mine.
No. Corrigan Award.
I'm about to say something controversial.
All right.
That's interesting.
I think Kevin Gore should be not allowed to participate in the golf pools anymore. He's too much of a genius. Last pick, he takes Sammy Burns. He's one shot out of the lead.
It's a great pick, but Gorgie's never won before, so I hope hope that continues for him. If that indeed works out, it is a great pick.
Let me guess. Every other person that's won has had the first or second pick.
No.
Well, top 5, 6 pick. And all of you guys know nothing about golf. All you do is you just go look. You get the MGM odds and go, guess he's ranked. You take the Ghost. You take Scheffler, and then you go, who's got the next best odds? I guess I'll take him. And then the next person goes, who's got the 3rd best odds? I guess I'll take him. Who's got the 4th best odds? I guess I'll take him.
It usually ends up with people on the list. But I got the list in front of me here.
But the very savvy Kevin Gore, who knows the game of golf, says, I'll take Sammy Burns. And he did it with the same.
Well, I don't think they're awarding him the trophy today, but we'll see how it works out.
It's still a great pick, though.
It is a great pick. Gorg knows his stuff. Yeah, it's great.
You could have taken Sam Burns.
I could have. Yeah. At least my guy's hanging in there.
You could have taken Bazoodenhout. Bazoodenhout.
Yeah.
Who's 2 under. Look at Bazoodenhout.
Yeah, it's
hitting
fun
out of the thick rough. Look at that shot by Bazoodenhout.
It's been fun watching some of the struggles out there today with some of the better golfers.
You enjoy watching people struggle, do you, Mark?
Well, I listen to you every day.
Wait, hold on. Thank you, I'm on highlights page 2 because I wanted to do.
Time for 2 more questions.
There we go.
So I was on page 2. So I got to get back to Common Man page. I was on highlights page.
That's all right.
It's been a great tournament. JJ Spahn, who, if you remember when we're doing Masters pools, I said I'm surprised no one took JJ Spahn, right. And the only reason I said that was because coming on the heels of a great performance at the Players,
right,
where he lost in a playoff to McIlroy. Guys that have been playing well as of late when they hit into majors are always guys that are fun to select. And Spahn is showing he was no flash in the pan, even though he lost in that 3-hole aggregate playoff to Rory McIlroy the following day. He's right there. -4. He shoots a 66 today. Burns, Lawrence, M, all at -3. Koepka, Kim, Bazunhut, and Reed, Cauley, all at -2.
Reed had a long eagle.
Double eagle, wasn't it?
It was an albatross, yeah.
And your guy Morikawa won 3 shots off the lead. We'll pause. We'll come back. We got more to get you here on the Common Man program here on The Fan.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out. But no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at public.com. Go to public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at public.com/disclosures.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Man.
Couple 13-14 past on the Common Man program. It's time for Peek at the Pros, brought to you by the Minnesota Golf Association. Go to mngolf.org to find out more, get a handicap. There's just so many things available to you, including their I think their magazine comes out 6 times a year. It's just terrific. It tells you about all the comings and goings, everything that you want to find out about golf in Minnesota. And also, you can enter, they have state tournaments, amateur tournaments for all levels, for all players, and you can look into that as well. So, youth on course, kids under 18, when they join, get to play rounds of golf for for $5 a round at select courses. So, go to mngolf.org to find out more about the Minnesota Golf Association. 10 and B, leaderboard hasn't changed much. Sponzi, early this morning, carded at 4 under 66, and he is atop the leaderboard right now all alone.
Yep, 2 golfers, 1 stroke back. That would be Tristan Lawrence and Sam Burns. They're both at 3 under. Burns just through 6 holes. Lawrence already in the clubhouse with a 67. Also, Sungjae Im at 3 under. He's 3 under through 5. Then you got Siwoo Kim, Brooks Koepka, and Bud Cauley all at 2 under. Kim in the clubhouse with a 68. Koepka 2 under through 7. Cauley 2 under through 4.
I see a text message. By the way, that's our Peek at the Pros brought to you by our friends at the Minnesota Golf Association. So I'm looking at, hold on, I don't have my text message sound bar anymore. I don't know what happened to it. So we'll just go without the sounder. It says, comment, I'm coming back to Woodbury through Cold Spring. I'm so glad I got a full tank of gas because it's really in the middle of nowhere with no gas stations and certainly no Kowalski's. How does Rosie ever manage to rough it in Cold Spring?
I go to St. Joseph's.
Well, you go to St. Joe's.
Yeah.
We just call it St. Joe's.
St. Joe's, yeah. It's an up-and-coming town. A lot of fun. Sarah Tuaola just opened a restaurant up there, spending a lot of time up there. It's, St. Ben's. There's a lot of colleges, a couple colleges up there.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not exactly like roughing it. I'll be heading back up there in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, looking for a long weekend up there. We're figuring out when, but it's going to happen. But yeah, it's cold.
Best wine cellar in Cold Spring. We know that. You've told us that.
Oh, my friends. Yeah, Mike and Ann. Yeah, they do have a great, and I don't even drink anymore. So it's,
when did you quit drinking?
I did.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. How long ago?
Not as long as you. But
May 19th, 1990.
I've had a sip or two, but that's been about it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I feel a lot better. Not that I was a big drinker.
No,
I wasn't. But
no. You just don't need to alter your mind to have a good time.
It's not even that. It's just I don't want it affecting my health at all. So that's it. No big deal.
Look at this shot.
Oh my God.
So it's who is it? Oh, you're making that up. That's actually a brilliant golf shot.
It sure is.
I mean, it's probably going to go off the green on the other side, but there's nothing else he can do.
Standing on.
He was standing on the slope of a greenside bunker. He's on the grass, right?
Right.
And I mean, he's got it's almost
DJ.
It was almost in the sand, but it wasn't. So he had one of the most awkward lies and stances. He's basically. I'm surprised his caddy didn't have to tie a rope around his waist to hold him from falling into it. And he actually hit a really good shot, but I mean, you can't do any better than that.
No.
He hit it nice, high, and soft. It barely got on the green, and then it rolled off on the other side. It is almost, unfair the way they got this course laid out. But, we do have a number of players under.
Well. Yeah.
We have a number of players under par. If you'll remember, most of the reports were, you know what? The winning score is going to be +8. Well, there's a long way to go. I mean, if the course should remain firm and fast, I would think the greens will dry out, especially if there's no rain. So I would expect the course to get actually a little more difficult as each round goes by.
And the pin placements will too. So
right, exactly. But it's a lot of fun
it's
so far.
Competitive. It's fun to watch.
Seeing a lot of great golf shots, a lot of awful golf shots, and some of those awful golf shots just created by the difficulty of the golf course itself.
Why it's US Open?
Well, it was a nice run for the Lynx, 9-0, and then they lose last night.
It was.
And they got, they were behind by a large margin early, but they kept battling and battling and cut it to one a couple of times, but ended up losing the game. And Cheryl says, I like the quote from Cheryl. It was this was in the Fish Wrap Factory West Side, and I will hold on, I'll bring it up here for you. She says, you got to like it. She goes, Seattle did a terrific job of playing their identity. We showed no understanding of what that identity was. And they scored 50 points in the paint.
Yeah, they sure did.
So their will and determination to get what they wanted was much greater than ours. That kind of sums it up, right?
It was, yeah. I watched the entire second half, I think, after the NBA game. It was a later start, obviously. And, yeah, the Lynx are going to lose at some point. And for Seattle and all these teams that they play.
And they're going to lose again at some point.
Yeah, this is like a championship type game for them, and credit them. They played really well, and the Lynx missed a couple opportunities late in the game to cut the lead to 1 or whatever it might be, and they're going to be tested like that. But I think if nothing else, it just gives them even more incentive to continue on this path. And I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. The Lynx still look like a really good basketball team. There was an interesting end of the game last night where, we see it all the time in any big game, when even NBA championship games, when the team's up by 10, 12, and there's seconds left on the clock, and you basically get the ball in bounds, the team that's winning, and you just dribble it out. across midcourt and you dribble it out. Well, last night, I can't remember the name of the player for Seattle, did not dribble it out. She continued to drive the lane and scored and got fouled by, I think, Kayla McBride. And she was none too happy about it. And Kayla tossed the ball at the player's direction. Like, don't show us off. Don't show us up. I mean, you won the game. Just dribble it out and high-five each other and go home.
What if I said stop him?
Well, no, that's just no. It's the unwritten rule. You don't do that. You don't go and score.
Maybe they want to send the message for later on.
They already sent the message. They played a better game. As Cheryl said, they outplayed the Lynx. They took advantage of their strengths. No, it was. And I'm not suggesting it was the right thing to throw the basketball in her direction because she got teed up for it. But she was frustrated about maybe a couple different things. But it was just interesting. You rarely see that. But yeah, I mean it's a good lesson for Cheryl. I think they got their attention, and I'm sure they'll proceed and win a whole bunch of games. I think they're back home against Las Vegas.
Do you think they'll remember that?
Sure. It's in the back of their minds, much the way the Liberty are always in the back of their minds.
Much like an elephant, a Lynx player never forgets.
Correct. So.
The player on the other squad was Wheeler.
Oh, was it?
Wheeler.
Okay. Someone just let us know that.
They'll never forget.
They'll never forget. Yeah, it was.
Just wait till
pretty entertaining.
When do they play Seattle again? You got your schedule?
I don't know. I don't know. But it was interesting because normally
circle the
high five
date
each
on
other.
Your calendar, even if we don't know what the date is. Circle it when Seattle plays Minnesota again.
There were no high fives between the teams. Put it that way. The Lynx just walked off.
Here's
the court.
what I'll tell you, and I think I can say this with
buyer beware.
I think I can say this with the utmost certainty. These are two teams who don't like each other very much.
Correct.
It's a budding and building rivalry.
August 5th.
August 5th. Circle it on your calendar, Mark Rosen. It's a building and budding rivalry.
At Seattle again.
Yeah,
It's Seattle again? Oh.
Don't they ever come here?
I don't know.
They don't dare come in. They want to show up.
And August 28th here at Target Center.
Oh, boy.
I'll be there for that.
Well, it was entertaining.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Come back. One more segment to go with Mark Rosen here on the Common Man program on The Fan.
Are you shopping for a new laptop while still trying to keep up with technology and AI? Talk about feeling burnt out. But no more. Lenovo.com makes it easier than ever to find the perfect PC. In fact, we'll break it down for you. Step 1. Shop our lineup of AI PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Because why deal with downloading new software when you can buy a smarter PC that already comes with all of the AI features and tools? Step 2. Find the one that fits your passion. Whether you're a creative genius, a research scientist, a hardcore gamer, or a future CEO, no dream is too big. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. You can keep up with your ideas as well as any challenges you may face. Step 3. Add to cart and purchase. Oh, if you're a college student or a teacher, make an education account through us and get 5% off your whole order. Shop now at Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
And here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Oh, but then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Experience the magic of James Taylor live in concert. Got a pair of tickets to see the legendary singer-songwriter next Tuesday, the 17th, at the Fuse Box. Be the 11th caller at 1-800-320-5326. 1-800-320-5326. You win a pair of tickets to see James Taylor. You're getting ripped.
Okay.
Someone sends a text message that says, the WNBA's made point differential a deciding factor in case of similar records. So you're just trying to pile up as many points as you can so that you have a point differential. That's what somebody says. I don't. It says Seattle was doing what the league wants.
I don't know. I just had not seen it. Maybe that may very well be the case in terms of the records, but and maybe Kayla was upset about something else, but it's just unusual. I rarely see. I do like the rule I saw last night when like Cheryl took a timeout, but they didn't really take a timeout. They get the ball. There's a term for it. They don't actually huddle up. They just take the ball out at midcourt basically, and the other side without having to huddle up. But it just was unusual because normally teams up. So the team's up by 14 or 16, and you're encouraged to just jack up a 3-pointer or something to try to add to your.
I guess that's what somebody's telling me. I don't know. I'm not paying as close attention to the
maybe that's the case. I wasn't aware of that.
Then maybe you should apologize to the
I'm not
Seattle
going to apologize. No,
well, she's just doing what the league wants.
Well,
run up the score.
It seems like it's still kind of. I don't know.
Well, but if that is the rules, if that's the case, what if it comes down to Minnesota gets a higher seed because they had one more point than Seattle?
100%. Then I will apologize. That's the case.
I said yesterday, and I'll stand by. Your Twins team is done.
Well,
you know, it was bad enough to lose Pablo for 2, maybe 3 months. He might be back in September. And losing Zeb. That was only going to be for 2 weeks, and he certainly doesn't have the resume. Mm-hmm. Or I think the 10 maybe someday, but right now, as young as he is not proven he can be like Pablo. But then Ober, who the last couple of years has been a really good pitcher for the Twins, as a matter of fact, the poll at pocket protectors were saying we had a deep and talented pitching staff. It's not very deep anymore. As a matter of fact, they're in it real deep right now. After Simeon Richardson, Woods got called up from the minors to take the place of Zebby. He got rocked yesterday or the day before. And then today, Bailey Ober, who, and I think I talked about it with you, maybe not, but I alluded to a story in the Fisher Up Factory the other day about Ober's velo, his velocity hasn't been what it was, and that must be making a bigger difference than I ever thought it would because he got just knocked around the ballpark today. I don't know, he gave up, 3-4 home runs.
Walk 6, which is more disturbing than almost giving up the home runs, and that's the problem is that when you have a guy fall off the cliff like that, like Bailey Ober, and you're relying on, right now, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober, and Paddock as your mainstay starters, your 3 main guys that'll give you a chance to win every time they pitch.
And now we might not be able to count on Ober, it looks like.
No, I mean, he's been, I don't know what, and I was listening a little bit to the game, and they were speculating about it, and lost a little bit of edge on his fastball, but I mean, it's a confidence thing now, too, and Rocco had to leave him in there to take some of the punishment because we talked about this the last 2 days. I mean, it's a domino effect. You can't start having your bullpen go out there in the 3rd inning every game, and they brought somebody else up. They Alcala turned out to be a disaster. They traded him to the Red Sox for a bag of baseballs and a young kid, and he pitched today, or someone pitched today.
A bag of baseballs, those baseballs get expensive.
They have a lot of
especially when Ober keeps letting them go over the fence.
Yeah,
that was probably the best part of the deal for the Twins.
Well, and we know, we've watched Bailey Ober, and he's been a model, really pretty much a model of consistency. Not a number 1 starter, but a guy that will get you through 5-6 innings and give up 3 runs or something, and have that pit bull kind of attitude out there, and this long, lean guy that can throw the ball hard. But man, when you walk 6, that's a confidence thing. There's something mechanically really off with this guy. And it hasn't just been today. The Twins are getting trounced. I don't know, it was 13 to something the last time I looked. But 2 out of the 3 games, it happened. And now you kind of, whoa, man, where do they go from here? I mean, unless, Joe Ryan or Chris Paddock are pitching, man, that doesn't give you many options. and there's no one in the minors. And Woods Richardson's already been called back up. I don't know of anyone that I've heard of.
What do we do now?
I don't know. I really don't. I'll talk to the baseball guys this afternoon here, see if they have to say. I don't know.
I'm told the point differential is for the in-season tournament. Okay. So we're in the in-season tournament, so you play by the rules.
So that's what it is. It's the in-season
Commissioner's Cup.
Commissioner's Cup. Yeah,
so
I didn't know the specifics
if there is a point differential, then you run it up on the other club.
Then
that's
you do.
What it comes.
At 100%. Then I understand that, but I wasn't aware that
I was not aware of it either. But I am now, and I'm all for it.
I'm so used to seeing guys, whatever the game, whatever the
you dribble it out.
You dribble it out.
But not when you're in the WNBA's Commissioner Cup.
No, like I said, Kayla may have been PO'd about something else too. I mean, maybe she felt she got fouled.
Well, my guess is she was probably annoyed by that, but not thinking about the point differential thing, just frustrated with the results of the game. And then you see him score a meaningless basket. Maybe you forget the Commissioner's Cup rule. Maybe the players aren't even.
I was listening to, obviously watching the broadcast with Marnie and Leah B. Olson, and I'm saying to myself, as they couldn't figure out what happened. I'm thinking, well, I'll tell you what I think happened. She's mad because she scored a meaningless basket. They did not, that I'm aware of, bring up that aspect, that rule, and so I don't know if that's if they had.
We've heard players over the years that aren't always aware of every rule. That's
the announcers. I mean,
no, but I'm just saying players themselves don't always.
No, they don't. They
play the sport and they go. I didn't know what that rule was.
Yeah, it just looked like scoring that touchdown when you're up 31-0. That's all.
Sounds like you were bitter.
I wasn't at all. I think it was an entertaining game, and I think I still like the spunk that the Lynx play with, and they're a very, very good team. And Cheryl's.
You like this Lynx club a lot, I think.
Well, Nafisa Collier's unbelievable. She's as good as any player. We know the Lynx have been well decorated with the players they've had on this roster and championships that they've won. But she's definitely on target to be the MVP in the league this year. She's that good. All around. It does it very quietly.
Warren, what do you got?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I wanted to agree with you that
thank you.
Vikings head coach is probably one of the nicest guys they've ever had. I don't know if it's going to quote out to wins, or I don't think he's the brilliant mind that everybody says he is.
You don't? Why not?
Jerry Burns. He's not Jerry Burns.
Well, he never.
I think what Jerry Burns did when nobody was passing the football. But the main reason I wanted to call up was about Jim Marshall.
The legendary Jim Marshall.
Well, see, this is what irritates me about a few things about what people call greatness. There's nobody that can question how great he was as a player and as a teammate. And nobody in the NFL in that position ever played like he ever did. And you can't, and the thing the guy that really, even from the fans that gets disrespected here, I think, is Paul Krause. If I had to pick the number one Viking of all time, he's number one, and I'll tell you why.
Who?
Nobody.
Paul Krause. Okay.
Should be number one. Marshall should be in the top four. But what I don't like about what people say about everybody else on the Vikings, he's held the NFL record in a passing era of time since 1979.
Yeah.
He's the only Viking that held the NFL record as long as he has. He's got multiple NFL records. And here's one thing they can't dispute. This is one thing that story about Paul Krause. When he got traded here from Washington, he goes, I'm not going to be a guy that's going to hit people and all that. I'm here to intercept footballs.
But Warren, let me interrupt you for 1 second.
And no one did it better.
Well, let me tell you, Warren, and I'm not taking anything away from Paul Krause. He was a phenomenal player. But one of the reasons why Paul Krause had so many interceptions was because of Jim Marshall, Alan Page, Carl Eller, and Gary Larson. When you put that kind of pressure on a quarterback, no, that is exactly true. You can play center field and you can catch any ball that's out there because the quarterback is panicking and throwing the ball off his left foot. And that's what happened a lot. But that's not taking anything away from Paul.
That was true. Like you're taking a lot away from
Paul. No. What do you got against Paul?
Yeah.
Here's why what you say isn't 100% accurate.
Yeah, right.
Because the first year he came in the league, I think they played 12 games.
They did.
On a bad Washington team. He had 12 interceptions in 64. I'm telling you right now, he knew how to intercept the football
100%
better than anybody that ever did it.
No one, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Deservedly in the Hall of Fame.
Do you know how many years it took? You know how many years it took him to get in the Hall of Fame? He should have been a first ballot.
That's exactly right.
Because the Vikings didn't win a Super Bowl. That's why all those guys, including Jim Marshall, held out. But,
and then the defensive backs get the least amount of credit in the history of football because Tunnell was the same way. And I talked to numerous Vikings.
Why are you laughing at him?
How about
Tunnell had 79 interceptions in that era of time.
How about
and I
Lem
don't
Barney?
care.
Go, Lem Barney.
Lem Barney and Darryl Green. Those are the best
Elroy
defensive
Crazy
backs.
Legs Hirsch. Oh, wait, he was a wideout.
No, he was a wide receiver.
Yeah,
but
you're right,
you got to admit, Paul Krause does not get the respect.
That's correct.
That he deserves,
Especially
not
from
only
Mark
in
Rosen.
NFL.
I'm not
in this area.
disrespecting him. I'm just trying to point out that there were a number of those that were because of and he'd be the first to admit it.
This is too controversial.
Yeah, but nobody could intercept. Who was it? Scott Studwell. I never got along with Scott in the old days. We talked it out a little bit.
That's controversial.
He believes in this era. Here's what he believes in this era, and I also believe that. If he would have played in this era, he would have had more interceptions than he had already because the ball's in the air all the time. And think about that. That's unbelievable what that man accomplished.
I'll leave you with this, Warren. I think if you asked Paul Krause who the greatest Viking was, he'd say Jim Marshall, but that's another story in itself. Thanks,
but you got to admit, there's nobody that ever played for the Minnesota Vikings that has that type of record that probably will never be beat. Think about that.
I would say Mike Morris is right up there.
I'd say the best defensive player I ever saw on the Vikings was Alan Page, but he was unstoppable.
I don't know. How do I? Did I? I can't. What am I doing?
You got it. You're good.
Why is his name still up there? Why didn't it drop off?
Well, it's because they're all X'd off from after the giveaway we did.
I got so confused.
He makes you that way. It's kind of random stuff.
He was just trying to stick up for Paul, and
who was not sticking up for him? For Paul.
You were just basically, the only reason he made those interceptions, that's basically what you said.
You don't listen at all. No wonder your kids are,
No, you said
turn
it
against
wasn't
you.
Rosie.
I'm saying that a lot of them late in his career.
You didn't say late in his career.
Well, no, early on he did, but a lot of them were because
said it was all
when
because
you had
stood
when
back
you had
there,
a pass rush the way the Vikings did, and the Detroit Lions had Bill Munson playing quarterback and Greg Landry.
Well, then what you could do is you could just miss any Viking records because they played the terrible Lions.
Well, they played the Bears too. They played the Packers with Bart Starr. They played the Giants, and they played all these teams. I'm just saying the pass rush was so good. The reason they met at the quarterback is the quarterback was tossing the ball.
You only won television awards because you got to sit with Frank and Amelia.
Yeah, what about that?
Actually, I didn't sit with Frank and Amelia all that
right
often.
next to them.
Yeah, Dave Moore,
they carried the
Miles,
load.
and all those other people.
They carried the load.
100%.
They carried the load.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you do with Common every day.
Which side of that am I on?
I'm not quite sure.
Aren't you something?
I really am.
Always just trying to stir things up. It's all you ever want to do.
Started it with the Corrigan Award.
All Warren wants to do
Corrigan.
is have a nice conversation about Vikings football.
Yeah.
Mark and Mark
He
just
never
attacks
wants
them.
to have a nice
right away,
conversation.
It's like, I'll just tell you. Now, you listen
Why don't you wait for Brody to call in now?
Why isn't Jim Marshall in the Hall of Fame? Was it Sid's fault?
No. Well, Sid would not be
because
the best person.
Tell me if this is the story, how it used to go. Right. Somebody, a media person from every market, wherever team was located, would meet with the other media members from the market, and they would make pitches for why those players should be in the Hall of Fame. And apparently Sid was very brusque and very...
That's an understatement. He basically threatened him a lot of times.
Oh, you guys don't know what you're doing. You're a bunch of money idiots. This guy should be in there. And the line of thinking is the other writers will say, well, I'm not going to listen to this clown. I'm not voting for your guy.
They knew Sid, and I think that was part of it. I'm not saying it was the whole thing. I really do think that the inability of the Vikings to win the Super Bowl hurt him, and his stats were such that they weren't glaring at times.
Okay.
That even though he recovered more fumbles, I think, and he played in 270 straight games, whatever it was, as the Iron Man, and it was obviously the captain of the team for all those years, which, I mean, there are others who don't have the credentials that Jim Marshall has. I'll leave it at that. But Sid did not help matters when it came to. That was his personality.
Yeah. By the way, I'll ask Ward a question. Where was Paul Krause on the Drew Pearson Hail Mary pass? Where was Paul then? We could have sure used him for an interception.
I don't know. He was pointing. He was pointing at the.
Would have been nice if the pass rush would have gotten there on that one.
Yeah, would have been nice.
Well, if Mark Mullaney hadn't been held,
of course he was held.
He was held. You look at that video. Mark Mullaney was in there as rushing the passer, and I don't know, it was Wright
all because
or whomever.
The league wanted America's team to win, right?
They grabbed him by the jersey
Why
and
did they
yanked him down.
Because they're America's team, and they wanted
right, exactly. It was a conspiracy. And Drew pushed off. Other than that, it was a great. As Bud said, it was a great basketball play. He pushed off.
By the way, you doubted Nergard Peterson. You could have picked him. He was available when you selected whatever it was. You didn't want him.
3 under.
He's one out of the league. You could have had him.
Yeah, well, it would be nice if you had suggested that.
But you took Morikawa, who's not even on the first.
I didn't take Morikawa. I took Scheffler.
Oh, Schauffele.
Schauffele. What did I say? Scheffler.
Who's not even on the first page.
Well, but he came back and birdied at the end, so he's +2. So that's not a bad, and that's not awful. I mean, it's the first round. You just want to survive, basically, and then you'll see what happens after tomorrow. And then you get moving day on Saturday, and a long ways to go yet. Is on Xander Schauffele, who got off to a bad start and came back at the end. So I don't know. We'll see. It's fun to watch.
It is. I enjoy the majors in golf. They're some of my favorite pastimes to watch.
Father's Day. You got plans for Father's Day?
That's a good question. No, well, they're both abandoning. No, Deuce will be. He had his first day at work today.
Oh, he did.
So, Potato leaves for work at about 6:30. Right. Pete and I went to play golf with Kara, so we left at about 6:10. So
with our Kara here?
Yes. So when we pulled up to the house, Pete said, when we open this garage door, let's hope Deuce's Jeep is not there. And then we walk in with his door, I didn't set my alarm. But he was gone.
Yeah.
And so we assume he got to work on time and he's enjoying his first day of work.
Good for him. Do you have to get dressed up and everything?
He'll be. They don't dress up. They do. It's casual. They do polos and socks.
Well, that's nice.
So he doesn't have to wear a shirt and tie. But
not many do anymore.
So he'll be around for Father's Day. Baby brother Peter and his buddies are going up to some cabin up in.
Oh, okay.
And it's located in a real desolate area called Cold Spring.
It's not desolate.
I love that.
So, but he'll be back Father's Day in the afternoon to watch U.S. Open with me. So my boys will be with me. My wife will be with me. They always say, "What do you want for Father's Day?"
Just your company.
I don't know if you guys are like this. I just don't need anything.
No.
What more do I need? The world is my oyster.
Yeah.
When I need something, I just go buy it.
This is where I miss my son a lot. He's out in L.A.
Well, fly him in.
Well, he's coming in. He's actually coming in over the 4th of July. So
that's
not that far away. Yeah. I'll be with him for most of that week.
Don't get too weepy just because he's not here on Father's Day.
I'm not. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not at all.
You can do that. What do they call when you Zoom meet together? No, what is it called?
FaceTime?
FaceTime.
Yeah, I probably will.
FaceTime with your son.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good.
And now here's another question. Text message. Why is Rosen ripping Paul Krause?
I'm not ripping Paul Krause.
It sounded like you were.
Well, people can insert their own opinions, but that's not what I'm doing.
It sounds like you want to revoke his induction into the Hall of Fame.
Not in the least.
Take it back.
Once again, the art of listening is a lost skill for you guys.
Well, there's that. Tenby, how about Father's Day for you?
Yeah,
you
what's going on?
Very young.
I'm going to miss about half the day because we're flying back from a funeral.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that.
When we get home, nothing really for me. Just Samson's baseball game.
Okay,
we'll come back for that. Yeah.
Then will that be late? Will you not see the finish of the U.S. Open? Or
I probably won't. No.
Oh. Should I text you? Or are you going to DVR it?
You can probably text me. I don't know if I'll have the time to DVR it.
I'll update you on that. Legendary One, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes, thank you for entertaining me for the last hour. As only you can. You're such a gadfly.
That was right. That wasn't me. That was Ward.
No, that was you.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
All right.
Tenby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
Tenby's out tomorrow. I think Brett Blakemore, I believe, is in his place. I think. Then again, it might be Kara. Might be Doc Donaldson. It might be Max. I don't know who's going to be in there, but someone will be in that chair. We will see. Lil B will be in tomorrow as well. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon. Stick around. Big Ticket JG there next year on The Fan.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
Good night, folks. And good
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Want to feel more creative but don't have the right laptop? Lenovo.com can help. Look through our legendary lineup of AI-powered PCs and devices and find the one that fits your passion. Our PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, as well as cutting-edge AI tools, allow students to focus, learn, and create with ease. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers can get 5% off their order. Shop now on Lenovo.com. The future's waiting, and it needs you.
And here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
Saks Off Fifth. Up to 70% off every day. Spring is in full swing here at Saks Off Fifth, with so many exciting trends to try. From matching sets and floral dresses to wide-leg jeans and chic accessories, find all of the season's must-have styles. Plus, shop new designer arrivals weekly. Find Gucci, Valentino Garavani, Versace, Stuart Weitzman, and more. Head to SaksOffFifth.com or a Saks Off Fifth store near you for up to 70% off every day.